Welcome to New Possibilities. I speak truth to power without fear. So, yesterday I was listening to Cynthia G's Hangout, and the topic was whether or not black people should abandon organized religion. And it was an interesting talk that she gave. And I saw a couple of the comments in the chat room. Those were thought provoking comments, some of them were. But since she has such a large audience, the comments are flowing so quickly. I don't think she was able to get a chance to respond to a lot of the comments. And I know that's overwhelming. It would be impossible to do. But, I think that it's an interesting topic. And I just want to spend a couple of minutes talking about this before I head to work. People had this idea that somehow being a part of organized religion means you are not serving your community or something like that, or you're not conscious, you're not pro-black if you believe in organized religion. I see that is a trend here on YouTube. You hear a lot of these people bashing Muslims, bashing Christians, bashing Hebrew Israelites and people who believe in divine scripture. At the same time that they bash these major religions, they elevate, the religious texts of ancient Egypt and all that kind of stuff. So I just want to take some time to talk about this. First of all, organized religion is not the problem. The problem is white supremacy. The problem is black people believing that white people are superior, buying into that lie. The problem is people believing that black people are inferior, buying into that lie. Now, sometimes religion can be used to reinforce white supremacy or the idea of black inferiority. We have examples of this. I don't need to go into detail, but that's the aspect that is harmful. When religion is used to corrupt minds, when religion is used to indoctrinate people to hate themselves and to worship white people, that's the problem. That's when religion is problematic. But let's, be clear. Religion is not always used in that kind of fashion. There's a whole tradition called liberation theology. And there are many examples of that. So it's not always used as a tool of oppression. It can be used as a tool of oppression, but it is not necessarily always used as a tool of oppression. And I think that's where people get it twisted. I think that they make assumptions. I think that what happens is they make these generalizations, assuming that religion is always used as a tool to deceive, as a tool to perpetuate white supremacy, and it's not. A tool can be used for good or for evil. Just like a gun can be used to protect a family, or a gun could be used to destroy people. And that's the way I see religion. Religion can be a positive force. There are plenty of examples. I had one person come to one of my videos and say, if you believe in God or religion, you're a coon or you're a sellout. And I think that that's idiotic. Some of the greatest minds in our community, some of the greatest leaders have been believers. People like Malcolm X, people like Elijah Muhammad, people like Marcus Mosiah Garvey, people like Minister Louis Farrakhan, people like Nat Turner. All these great men, and they're great women as well. Religion was an inspiration for them to get involved in the struggle for the people. Remember, Nat Turner saw visions. He was inspired by religion to wage all-out warfare against the slave master. So the notion that religion is inherently bad for people, black people, I think that that's a false notion. And I think that that is equivalent to throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Religion inspired people. Religion gave our people courage. Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King is another example. I know some people have a problem with his nonviolent stance and all that kind of stuff, but the fact of the matter is religion gave that brother courage to face the police dogs, to face the fire hoses, to face the KKK. Religion gave that brother that courage to take a stand, to fight for his people's basic humanity and dignity. So religion is not necessarily something that we should dispense with. You know, for religion inspired people. I mean, it inspired all those civil rights workers in the 50s and 60s when they didn't have any kind of hope at all. They couldn't hope on their government. They couldn't hope for the police to help them out. In fact, the police and the government were against them. Faith was all that they had to keep them going in their fight for freedom and justice. And then when people say religion is bad, I think about the example of Brother Malcolm X and all the people in the Nation of Islam and even in other faiths who have been cleaned up because of religion, who have been given guidance because of religion, who abandoned wickedness and crime and all kinds of sinful and destructive behaviors and embraced righteousness. You know, turned their lives around. Here you had a brother Malcolm X, somebody who used drugs, somebody who sold drugs, somebody who was a pimp, somebody who was engaged in, you know, selling numbers and all that kind of stuff. A burglar, the definition of a criminal, turn his life completely around and become one of the greatest heroes and leaders in not only black history, but in human history. That's what religion can do for you when it's right religion, when it's correct religion. Religion can turn people around, and religion can turn communities around as well. I mean, when we look at the community, the state of our community, you can see that many of the conditions that our community faces are because of moral decline. When you look at unwed mothers, when you look at all these households where it's baby mothers and baby fathers instead of fathers and mothers, husbands and wives. When you look at the drug epidemic in many black communities, when you look at the drug dealing and selling, drug abuse, when you look at the violence that plagues our communities, many of these plagues, these problems, these ills are a result of us not having moral guidance, and religion provides moral guidance. Religion, when practiced properly, can clean people up, can raise people up mentally, physically, and spiritually. So I just think that it is wrong to just dismiss religion and throw it out with like the baby with the bathwater. I mean, that's what people are doing. And then I heard people say, well, you know, voodoo is what black people need, you know, as if voodoo was some kind of tool for liberation. And people cite the example of the Haitian Revolution. And, you know, that's a great example. But look at Haiti today. Look at the state of Haiti today. Did voodoo save the people of Haiti from poverty? Did voodoo save the people of Haiti from being one of the poorest countries, if not the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere? A country that's completely dependent on the West. Has voodoo saved those people? Did those traditional African religions save Africa from colonialism and slavery? So those are just some ideas, food for thought. You know, I got to get to work. I just had to get this off my mind, and I may do a follow-up video to this, but I think it's an interesting discussion. You know, I think that we live in a world that has moved towards secularism, it's moved toward atheism, and there's nothing revolutionary necessarily about being an atheist. A coon can be an atheist, a fool can be an atheist, an actual buffoon can be an atheist. There's nothing revolutionary about not believing in God. You have revolutionaries who don't believe in God, and you have coons who don't believe in God. So there's nothing special about being an atheist. So those are my thoughts. Tell me what y'all think. Peace.